Harisha Parekh, the CEO at the Wedding School, welcoming you all to my Insta Live on a page that I feel really, really proud of. A brand that I really feel has done so much and can do so much more. I've always been this kind of person who is constantly eager to keep doing more, keep doing more. Sometimes I also forget to enjoy what we've done, but it's exciting. It's fun because there are always newer people that you can kind of connect with. I think that's the best part about trying out new things in life. We are back with our weekly Insta Live, and I'm here to talk about the ABCs of wedding. I'm here to discuss with you the B in business of weddings. Last week, we spoke about the A, which was all about weddings, and we spoke about different things that need to be catered to and taken care of when you are wanting to become a successful wedding planner. Everyone can become a wedding planner today. Anyone can become a wedding planner. But I feel what is most challenging is to make a success story out of yourself, understanding the kind of competition that is around, understanding the demanding clients that we have with us. It's critical for you to understand the business, and that's how success gets defined for a lot of people and most of the people. For me, business, the B of business in wedding planning actually stems from what's unique about your style of, approaching a client, designing the wedding, and executing the vision. I think for me, the uniqueness is what brings alive the business angle. I have never tried to find it the other way around, where I have tried to make my monies and then tried to understand the rest of the things. No, I don't believe only passion can drive it. No, I feel the uniqueness is what drives my business. I think uniqueness is what defines you as a planner. Everyone has basic qualities. Everyone who enters any line of work today, gone are the days you did it because your parents told you to do it. You do it because you are passionate about something. And that needs to be kept aside. That can't be the only reason why you are successful. It's not possible anymore. I'm waving back to everyone as I welcome you to the session where we talk about the business of weddings. So for me, business is actually defined. Oh, Shrenik is also here. Hello, Shrenik, long time. And I've got a shout out from Radiant Salon. Hello, back to you. For me, the business angle is extremely important, for which it's important for each of the business runners to do a couple of things, okay? I'm going to talk quickly about this, and if you have questions which are connected to the business of wedding planning, then you must write it in the comment section, and I'll be happy to answer you on the same. We get a lot of questions, but I'm going to try to take up pointers which are connected to the business angle so that it just makes fair and makes sense that, we are on this live chat for that reason. So for me, there are a couple of things that you can do to make sure that you are doing it right. The first of all being having the right team, which becomes the biggest armory for any company. I don't think we are in that, phase where you could be the sole runner and doing fantastic. I think this is the time when you should be hiring the right people. And the business first for me begins with expenditures rather than just the income angle. How do you make the money? You make the money if you have the right people in your team, because today client is very, very picky on who is in the team. They're not just concerned with the owners of the company anymore. Thanks, Chandrika. I appreciate you saying that. I actually enjoy talking. Chandrika is writing. You talk so well. I love interacting, Chandrika. You know this, and I love doing whatever I can in the best possible way from my end. So yeah, hiring the right people for me is where the business starts off. You wanting to do the business for the longer run in a more successful way, have the professionals doing it with you, have role allocation that you are taking care of, have the ability to multitask if you have to grow your business. You cannot be the master of one and expect to run that business successfully. It's not possible. I feel I'm able to today run three ventures very successfully and two at a mid level. That is because I'm able to multitask. I'm able to do justice to all the brands. And I'm able to plan my things in a way that I'm able to give it time. This kind of a talent is something which can be acquired. I really believe so. It is something where you just got to plan your day better. You got to plan your day in advance, a day prior, and line up things. And that's how everyone else falls into action. That's how you actually grow. I have never believed in the funda of growing my business by charging the client more or by shortchanging them on something. That's just not my style. That is the style of many, and I'm not here to question them. And it works for many, but I don't think it works in the long run. And I don't like living in that pressure and anxiety of somebody else quoting lesser than me. I feel I have to up my game and make myself worthy of a price bracket. And for me, that is the real way to do business. Chandrika is a great example of that. She had started as somebody who provides salon services. And today I see her being a favorite, not just with planners, but with clients. She makes sure that she is offering more. She has diversified and she's giving more services, whether it is an extended arm of hairstyling, foot spa, mehndi. It is so important to be able to do this. Diversification is a great way, because how much can you keep justifying why you charge an X amount? It's possible for you to charge premium if you're able to give a service which is premium. So I think that's the right approach when it comes to running your business. And thus in wedding planning, the B for business for me is about that, having the right kind of talent, being able to allocate work to them well enough, and being able to do multitasking, which means you plan your work in advance so that you are in control of the situation, of the team. And you will see a lot of planners struggling where the client is telling them next kya karna hai, aaj is kaam ko aage badhao. I feel so bad for those planners. What is the point if somebody else is going to tell you how to run your business and how to do your job? And that's really what we like to teach at the wedding school as well, that you got to be ahead of the client. And that is so important for me. No matter how many weddings the client does, I have always made sure that I am 2 steps ahead of them. It's just me. I got that Kira in me, and that has helped me in my business. Having a unique style of working, that's a very important trait to have. You can also write into me, guys, those of you who are on this chat who are running their own business. What do you think is that one unique trait that is helping you in your business? And for somebody who is not running their business and wants to get into it, you can feel free to ask questions. How do I close deals as a new planner? That's the question by Karan Shah. So for me, Karan, the best way to close a deal as a new planner is to go easy on your commercials when your company is new. Ask for something that is justifiable. At the same time, ensure that it is dignified. Don't drop your numbers just because it's going to be a better number for a client to hear. So for me, that is really important. Even when I started off as a planner, I may have charged lesser than many others, but I charged a respectable amount, knowing that this client is going to refer me to someone else, and I don't want to be seen as somebody who is available for less. That is very, very critical. You got to do your math well in advance. A lot of people start a company without realizing what are the funds, how much of funds they require for the first 6 months if they don't get work. That's a great start. Put down the numbers for the first 6 months. Assume that you are not going to be getting business, and then try to reach and be at a number that can help you survive and sustain for 6 months with zero business. That's the best way for you to not become desperate and pick up a project at a price that is not going to hold on to your dignity, you know. So for me, that would be the best way to get started. If there's anyone else who has questions, you can please feel free to ask me questions. And for those of you running your business, tell me what's that one element that you think is really important. Is here. I'm seeing her after very long. Then Gauri, I hope you're doing well. She's a student from my batch, I think 2 years back. It's so good to see you here. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're working in weddings. And tell me more. Usman has written good evening. Good evening to you as well. Usman, I hope you're doing well. For somebody who has to close the deal with the client, it also is really important for you to know what is going to be the cost of your operating team, the team that's going to be working with you on floor, whether it's for the 3 days of the wedding or whether it is for some people that you may be hiring on a long-term basis, for project basis as we call it. You have to consider these kind of amounts. And I think the range for a planner is all dependent on the city that they belong to, because definitely if you are in premium cities and more expensive cities like Mumbai, there is a lot that goes into consideration. When I say Mumbai, I'm also referring to Delhi and Bangalore and the bigger cities where your expenses are definitely much higher. Although you'll be surprised to know that the price bracket at which Delhi business happens is very different. But then again, they pick up the wedding for lesser fees because they also do the decor as planners, which is not something that we in Mumbai end up doing very often. So a lot of factors that go into, you know, the criteria of how you do your pricing. Don't be ashamed of charging the fee that is going to help you run your office. That's another thing I will suggest, because we are highly dependent on the wedding season, the auspicious dates. The trend has not yet moved into every day is a great day. Har din shubh hai, something we really work on, but it is not yet there completely. So you have to make sure you're doing well enough, not to just help you for 6 months of the year, but you're working towards something that's going to help you run the office and not end up firing your team members in off season. That hurts me, guys. Don't do that. It's not fair. You have to invest in your team and make sure that you are there with them in off season time. I've got Shubhranil Sonu, who's a wedding photographer. Hi, any gigs for me? Any job? How can I give you a job? You're a wedding photographer. Any events for you? I will be happy to discuss that. You could probably just Insta DM on this particular ID. You know, you could drop us a hi, drop us a profile, and the team will get in touch with you. Akshita is here. Hi, Akshita. Hope you're doing well. How to deal with vendor management. I was planning to cover this point when I was going to reach the alphabet B for vendors, but I will still give you a quick tip. For me, vendors are partners, and I have always believed in giving them their due respect and recognition, because I feel that they are the backbone. I may be able to visualize, I may be able to sell very well, I may be able to design something brilliantly, but at the end, I need the support of the partners, of my vendors, in order to achieve what I am selling. बेचना एक है, but उसे हासिल भी करना है, उसे deliver भी करना है. So for me, vendor management is very simple a process. Just make sure not to close with the cheapest vendor. That's step one. Close with the one who is able to give you the maximum output at a reasonable price. Keep it competitive. I'm not telling you give it to the most expensive. That's also not required at all times. But don't give it to the cheapest. Just because you are able to make more money on them. No. Go with the one who can maximize on output and has quality as their prime focus for you to be able to deliver the quality, because you are not getting that chance again. You will never be able to explain to the guest that the vendor I selected didn't do the job right, because as a planner, you are the face. So while we take credit and while we roam the world, because we are planners, we get a lot of incentives from hotels to visit their properties. They host us. But that also comes with a very responsible take, which is don't compromise on quality and don't squeeze your vendor just to get business from the client, just because the client is saying, "Mere ko saste mein mil raha hai." That's not the right way to go about it. Sasta does not always mean great, but mehenga does not also always mean great. So have the pricing sense, take multiple quotes. There is nothing wrong in that. Don't lie to vendors. That's my take. I don't like to lie. I don't like to hide from them. They are your partners. You've got to work with them. And rishta, long term के लिए बनाना. ऐसे नहीं है कि एक बार के लिए काम कर लिया and your journey is going to end. The other point that you must keep in mind for vendor management is how much of a detailed brief do you give them? मेरे लिए वो बहुत important है. How much are you going to share with them for them to be able to do their job rightly? That becomes very, very critical in order to make sure that you together are achieving what we call as magic. So those were some tips on vendor management. I will come back with more on that in my next session. But thanks, Akshita. It was a very important question. And I'm very sensitive about vendors. And I feel really great that they end up doing a lot of word of mouth for me. I like it all the way. Okay. Anubhav, SW Anubhav is asking, I've been running a business for almost 4 years, but always have budget-friendly clients. Always have budget-friendly clients. Are you disappointed, Anubhav, with that? Is that what you're trying to say, that they are always wanting to do their work in a certain budget? Do you feel that becomes a bit of a drawback? And do you want a way out with moving away from that kind of a clientele and hitting another kind of a bracket? I'll be happy to help you and advise you on that. So comment back to me on that, Anubhav. Usman is writing, you have to give your 1000% in your work and need to have patience with everyone. Yes, Usman, these are very generic qualities, I would say. 1000% to work, हर इंसान को लगता है कि यार मैं अच्छा कर रहा हूँ. When the boss is shouting at you, you're thinking in your head, यार मैंने तो काम अच्छा ही किया, मैंने मेरा best किया. What is 1000%? It's so subjective. I finish my day when people around me are saying that, wow, this was a 10 on 10 day. I'm a personality who still believes, yaar, nahi. I have only achieved a 9 on 10 today. So while I agree with you that everyone should do their best, but doing 1000% is somehow never enough to run the business successfully. You need to be patient with everyone. I don't think so. Yes, it's important to be kind to everyone, to be generous. I don't think it's important to be patient, because I feel if you know what you want and you know how to get there, a bit of impatience, I feel, has helped me pace up the way I work. It has helped people around me do their job faster and not take me lightly just because I'm very patient. So that's my take, Usman. Please tell me if you agree with me or not, because I'm very curious to know. Dylan is here. Hi, Dylan. Do you teach event planning? Yes, I teach wedding planning and wedding design decor. We run the school called the Wedding School since 6 years, where we have 2 diploma courses. In fact, the new course is starting on the 20th of July, for which a lot of students have already taken admission. And we teach all these things there that I'm talking, the business angle, the vendor management, how do you pitch to a client, how do you ideate on new things. We have choreographers and caterers and bartenders and social media managers, different kind of a faculty, because as a wedding planner you have to know it all. I also want to give a big shout out to everyone. Thank you for all the love that you've been showing on my reels. I was a bit worried and embarrassed and tensed, but now I feel comfortable. I think people are enjoying it, and I keep getting lots of great comments every day. So thank you for that love. I'm going back to my topic B for weddings, business of weddings. Karen is writing, how do I create a differential factor from competitors in the saturated market? Karen, I hope you're still on my chat. I love your question. Because I have the perfect remedy for that. I have been the one. I started my chat today by telling you about having a unique trait for which the client wants you. For me, I have followed that pre, during, and post a wedding. So how do you build that differentiating factor is something which is about self-discovery. Once you have done all kinds of weddings, I have always believed somehow, because probably I started my career as an artist. I started my early days in school as a theater person, as a model. I've always treated myself as an artist, as a performer. And I believe a wedding planner is somebody who has to perform every day. At every single meeting, at every single event and opportunity, you got to put up an act. You got to put up the best show. For me, the way one can go about differentiating is start your journey to all kinds of events within the wedding space if you don't want to get into corporates, and focus on all departments equally. Okay, very important for you to get the game right. That's why I said hire a great team, because you cannot do this alone. You have to have, very importantly, 4 or 5 very strong people around you to be able to manage everything at par. You can't excel in RSVP and then forget khane mein, swad nahi tha, it was not served hot when it was meant to be served hot, etc. After you have crossed 2 years, sit back, take a notepad, write to yourself, what are things that you enjoyed in the last 2 years of doing the weddings. Identify areas of great interest to you. Okay, that is something that you have an extra zeal for, an extra liking for, something that you spend more time in doing. Okay, once you've identified that, then you focus and decide that now that becomes my area of specialization. And then you have to by then have developed your team to that extent that you are able to focus on your area of specialization while they are balancing by focusing on the other things which are equally important. Because remember this, शादी में खाना किसी के लिए important है तो decor किसी और के लिए. You will never find एक पूरा फैमिली और पूरा फैमिली एक ही बात कर रहा है, राइट? सब सिर्फ डेकोर के बारे में नहीं पूछते कि कोई आर्टिस्ट के बारे में इंटरेस्ट ले रहा है, कोई चेक इन के बारे में इंटरेस्ट ले रहा है. सो एवरीवन हैज डिफरेंट एरियाज ऑफ इंटरेस्ट. सो यू पिक ऑन योर फेवरेट at the end of 2 years, and then you just work on it diligently. So for example, I had picked the space of experiences was my favorite, entertainment and experiences. And I gave it my heart and soul. I actually developed the team to start liking that aspect and start focusing on that. The team may leave you, but you are never going to feel insecure, or you're never going to be worried, or you're never going to have anything to consider as your disadvantage if the team has gone, because what you had selected was your area of interest. You were not depending on what your team is good at doing. And that is how you create a niche in this saturated market. That is how people may come or go. It does not affect the brand name that I'm running today, because I always had my focus on something that I could depend on myself. And of course, the team adds to it. And together, collectively, we develop things that are something which become what we call the unique proposition, the unique selling point, the USP of the company. So identify this, but spend 2 years in doing everything with equal, passion. And that's how you can really go about it. I hope this helps you as a tip on how can you make yourself really get noticed in this crazy, competitive, and in some cities, saturated market. Bablu is here. Hi to you as well. We are doing wedding hospitality. That's great. You could please drop in your details on this Insta handle, and we'll be happy to get in touch with you. I am going to leave you all on a very happy note. Thank you everyone for joining me here. I look forward to meeting you all soon. Time for me to go, because I have my team that's waiting to finish a lot of work. And I also have great, exciting plans for this weekend. It's a mix of work on Wow, and some personal family visits. And I'm excited, looking forward to the weekend, but I'm equally excited about having met all of you, interacted with you. Thank you. And I hope this chat has helped you in the B of business of weddings. And I'm going to see you next Friday. Until then, you are going to take good care of yourself and stay in touch and keep showering your love on me and the brand TWS. Adios, amigos. See you all soon. Bye-bye.